Hey guys, Axel6 here, back with another video. This isn't necessarily a build showcase. If you've read the title, this is just some helpful tips that I think new players, could benefit from. This is going to be the first episode in a mini series. I'm going to make a video for each act, and I'm going to go through each zone and kind of talk about what I look out for, what I grab, and rewards, how I navigate the zones. And one thing I do want to say is play the game at your own pace and play the game how you see fit. Whatever is most enjoyable to you, whether it's full clearing zones, just being a high level, the power fantasy of being really strong, go for it. This is just how I play. I usually stay pretty underleveled and I get through the acts. I'm no speedrunner, but I think I go at a reasonable pace. So let's just get right into it. And if this is helpful to you guys, or if I'm missing anything, then just feel free to, you know, give me some tips, leave a comment or anything like that. And yeah, so we're gonna go. The first important thing is to go to Clearfell. It is right outside the town, and the one thing you want to grab here is from the Ice Witch. It will give you an item that gives you 10% cold res. So I grabbed the checkpoint, which is going to be next to the Mud Burrow always, and the Mud Burrow doesn't give you anything. The boss here is pretty neat, but it gives you maybe a support gem or a skill gem. It's not too important. So you want to find these like wooden logs, and if you see a lot of wolves, you know that you're getting close, I believe. So you kind of run around, and you can also hear her voice if you're getting close. Let's see how quick I find. Yep, she is right here. And if you enter from a certain area, there'll always be a checkpoint near these bosses, I believe. Alright, and that is all you really have to do in Clearfell. Or, yeah, Clearfell. Not the encampment, but the first zone. And then from here, you want to find your way to the Grellwood, I believe. So each important zone is going to be kind of like in different directions of the map. Usually things aren't compact in all the what am I trying to say? All the key areas or key items usually aren't really that close together. So we're in the Grellwood. In here, I believe there is a few things that are important. This hut right here, you can skip over. It just gives you flasks, which you can just buy from the vendor. If you don't have any gold early and it's not an alt character, then feel free to fight the lady. I think it's kind of a waste of time. So here you're looking for Una in the waypoint. So what I like to do generally is hug the outside of the maps and then work your way inwards. The outside usually leads to the next zone. So for the Grellwood, it's going to be the Red Veil, which is part of the main story quest. Some zones I'm not that good at traversing, this being one of them, but because I believe the Grim Tangle, Una are usually kind of in the middle. So this hugging the outside area isn't too helpful, but here's Red Veil. So what I like to do is once I find the next zone to go to, but I still have other things to get, I will just go to the next zone, grab the waypoint, and then come back out where I came from. So here, grab the waypoint, come back here, and you have the checkpoint to always come back. So now we're going to look for the next two areas, or next two waypoints. And if you don't run into what you're looking for, you can kind of assume it's going to be in the middle. And if you see book icons, they're usually close to, like the Count's sentencing here, they're usually close to important areas. So now, this is where you'll stab the spikes. Oh, please stop. Okay. So now we're looking, we have the checkpoint, we have the waypoint, now we're looking for the entrance to the Grim Tangle. So I'm going to assume it's over here. My intuition isn't always right, but I've ran through campaigns so many times that I think. So this is a mini boss. You don't have to fight. Oh, he wants the hands. Okay, yeah, he just drops a support gem. I believe that was. Or no, that was a skill. So this is a Grim Tangle, and just like the Red Veil, you can't uh you can't enter this area right off the bat, but I will grab the waypoint, and then I'll just head straight over to the Red Veil. And here I follow the same kind of rule. I hug the outskirts. I don't know if the obelisks will appear, but the obelisks are always near checkpoints. So, and then it kind of shows you through the fog of war if you're close to the obelisk, which is nice. And I utilize sprint a lot, but I always let go sprint once an enemy is, I mean, this is probably like obvious, but sprint, let go, attack. If they're in front of you, if they're behind you, don't really worry about it. So this is the first checkpoint, this is the first obelisk. And I don't really try to clear out white mobs. If it's a rare, I'll always fight them for loot and a big chunk of XP. If it's a group of magic blue monsters, I'll fight them, especially if they're blocking my way. Alright, so here... Let's see. Oh, I don't know why that happened. Oh, get out of my way. See, second checkpoint, another obelisk. So if there's one in the left, one near the waypoint, the last one should either be okay. So the last one should be, we've checked the outskirts, so we know it could be here or maybe past this one. Oh, it's right here. And yeah, so once you find the first two obelisks, you'll fight the boss in the last one. So that is Red Veil. Once you get the spikes, you'll return to town and then talk to Renly. He'll turn the spikes into, or the girdles into spikes. And then once you grab that from Renly, you'll go back to the waypoint that you found in the Grellwood. You'll stab the spikes, talk to Una, go back to town, talk to Una once more, and then from there you can go into the Grim Tangle. And I do skip over certain bosses that don't give me like skill book points, but I would suggest if this is your first character, especially in new leagues, they will always kind of give you, well not always, but in this league, let's say, the boss here doesn't really give you anything that important, but he does give you a microtransaction. So if this isn't an alt character and you've never, or if you've already beaten him for the microtransaction, I would just say skip over him if this is your second character or something. But if it's your first character, feel free to fight every boss. Or if you just like punishing the guy, spanking him, it is up to you. If you need the support gems, and you can't buy them from Angie, the currency exchange lady, it's your first character and you really need those support gems, the bosses usually will drop some. I actually have no idea how long these videos will be, so hopefully I can make this short and sweet. I don't know how to edit my videos yet. Gonna learn eventually. If anyone has any tips, I am not looking to pay for like software just yet on a tight budget in-game and IRL. So this is, oh, yep, we found it. So this place is kind of confusing. Just head in a direction. If it's a dead end, don't feel too bad. This place is kind of a maze. The Cemetery of Eternals will usually, from where you start, it will either be top left, top right, is what I've found out. But if you start from the top, obviously you go bottom left, bottom right. Here, you don't have to talk to a lot of NPCs, to be honest, to do their quests, so I just ignore the old man. And you can kind of follow the brick roads, and if you see a book icon, you know you're near one of the mausoleums. So I just run in one direction, see the book icon, Draven's Dictum, go in there, and then come back out. And then since he was on the left, sometimes they're really close to each other in this zone. Sometimes they're on the opposite sides. So I'm going to just do a quick peek over here. Doesn't seem like she is here, so I'm going to go to the opposite side and see if the Tomb of the Consort is on the opposite side. Tomb of the Consort, right here. Go and beat the bosses, and once you beat the boss, both bosses, just take the checkpoint to the waypoint in the front. You're going to go here, fight the old man, and you will head into the hunting grounds after. So for the hunting grounds, you will have to beat the Crowbell. There is kind of a bug if you DPS too hard that he might get locked and you have to restart the zone and refight him. But every time he phase shifts, I kind of just leave him alone, let him do his thing. So for this area especially, I do like to hug the outskirts because it leads to either 2 zones or the boss. You don't have to do the ritual in the beginning or follow the... so this is the farmlands, and what I always do in every zone, just grab the waypoint to the next area. I believe if you leave a zone too long, the whole map resets. So grabbing the waypoint and coming back, you can still see where you've explored. This is going to be the Druid ritual. You can tell from that. You don't really need to do this. Here is the boss. So you can tell it's a boss entrance with this little wooden gate opened. But if you don't find it right away like I did, if you see this pit that leads into nothing close by, then you know that the Crowbell is going to be here, because he always runs into a close by pit. So if you see the entrance to this, you know you're close to him. So now the next important thing besides killing him for 2 skill points is finding Freythorn for your first aura. And if this is your first character, definitely use the aura. It'll help you out, especially if you need like a herald. It'll help you out during the campaign. But if you are on your second, third, fourth character, I would suggest not even using that early spirit gem, because you can sell it. People buy low level spirit gems, especially gems that are at breakpoints. And let me just clear this out and explain what I mean. They'll pay for it at a premium while they're leveling up their new characters if they have the currency. I never do that, but let's see. So let's say I use the spirit gem. So here it requires, I believe this is, I can't read Roman. What is this? 4? So you have to be level 4. So every level 4 spirit gem will be more expensive. Every level 7 spirit gem will be more expensive generally. Every level 14 gem, because some people want them at the lowest requirement possible, and or they want it as soon as possible. So they'll pay premiums for these tiers of spirit gems. And so if this is my first character, I generally do not use a spirit gem. I just sell it to the Angie currency exchange for some quick money. So this place is another place I am not very good at finding all the rituals. They're very random. And hugging the outskirts doesn't really help. So just kind of head out in one direction and follow your heart. A lot of these little areas just lead to dead ends with chests. If it's a yellow chest, feel free to open it. You might get some gold. You might get a rare that will help you through the axe. Here's another one. And through the fog of war, luckily we found the other one. If it's a huge circle, this is where the boss is. So just grab the checkpoint and come back to it later. I believe there is 3 rituals before you can fight the boss, the King of the Mist. So we found 1, 2, so we just need to find the 3rd one. And we haven't explored bottom left, so we're gonna head in that direction. Sometimes you can get lucky and all the rituals are really close to each other in this zone. Let's see, I'm gonna head down now. And then I'm gonna actually take a peek to see if there's a ritual close by. It doesn't seem like it. So, that's a dead end. I don't like playing with the overlay always on. I have it on tab. Oh, here's the last one. So once you clear all 3, just checkpoint back to the boss, fight the boss, get your spirit gem, sell it, do whatever you want with it. And that, oh, shouldn't have gone out that way, actually. Oh, and if you found the farmlands before, you can easily just now warp to it. And then make sure you kill the Crowbell before you continue to the farmlands. The farmlands, you're here for the loot and to get to the next zone. I find the loot to be, just follow this road until it's a dead end. It's usually in a, oh, it's always in a hut, kind of similar to this, but there'll be a checkpoint in front of it, and it's usually kind of just straight down, to be honest. So if there's a dead end blocking your way, which usually there will be, just head left or right and try to wrap around. So I'm hugging the walls here, looking for an entrance. So found the entrance. Oh, boom. Here is the loot. And then after that, you get the loot. You can go back to turn it to Una for your 2 points, or you can just continue on ahead till you find the next waypoint. So for here, you're looking for, you see these cornfields, that means you're heading in the right direction. The green cornfields. Let's see. So, it might make you do a run around, and let's see. So yep, we found the entrance to the green cornfields, so you're going to follow this brick road. You can head straight, see if it leads you there. If not, just make a few turns. So this wasn't it. So I'm actually going to keep in this area, and I'm going to head down. Oh, and there is a village. If it's your first character of the league, you have to do the Renly quest where you find his tools, and it's usually in a corner, maybe near the boss, I believe. If it's an alt character, you can just skip that completely. And let me find where the boss is. And if I find where the tools are supposed to be, I'll point that out as well. The boss is usually just directly across from the waypoint, maybe a little bit diagonal, but all of these zones, even though they're, I think it's randomized, but they follow tiles. So you'll notice that there's just little tips and tricks in the surroundings that kind of will always be consistent, like those cornfields I talked about. So this is a dead end. Gonna check upwards a bit. Boom. Here is the boss, I believe. Yeah. So I'm not gonna fight him. I'm just gonna go to the next zone. So it is the Mana Ramparts. They've changed this a little bit. I think the gallows, you have to pass the gallows now to reach the manor. Before, the gallows was always out of the way. And the gallows just gives you, I believe, a support gem. So once you free the chick after you beat the boss, you can head back to town if you'd like, turn in the loot for points, talk to the chick for a level 5 gem, and then come back here. And oh, also what they changed was before the waypoint used to be on the opposite side, which was always a dead end. I can show you real quick. Is this the dead end? Oh, huh. Okay, I might be wrong then. One of these sides is a dead end, and before it was always the side where the waypoint was. Unless they've completely changed it, and neither are dead ends. Oh, yep. Okay, so if it's a waypoint side, usually a dead end. So you would head the opposite side once you grab the waypoint and head back to town. And this area gives a lot of people trouble just because the exploding blood pools do not stand in them. The enemies are kind of rougher here. So I'm just following along the walls, blasting what's in the way. Here's a checkpoint. The gallows right here. I don't know if I already grabbed this stuff. Just touch the rope, you get a support gem. If you need one. If not, just skip over it. Keep falling past the gallows. just hugging the outside as usual. In this area, let's see. You want to follow the foliage, like the bushes. If you see all this stuff down here, you know you're going the right way. And so I'm gonna follow this right here until it cuts off, and boom, here you go. This is the manor. In the manor, there is going to be, I believe, 3 floors. So the first floor will, unless they change it per league, the first floor will always have the uh, mini boss that gives you a buff. So that's what we're gonna look for, and he is usually always after the bridge right here. So once you go past this bridge, everything behind you is irrelevant. You should find a checkpoint in a church. So didn't find that there. It should be right after the bridge, I believe. So I'm gonna take a quick peek here. I don't see it. Let's see. Uh-oh. If he's all the way back there behind the bridge, I'm gonna be really embarrassed. Oh, nope. If you see this opening right here, checkpoint, you know that the boss is here. And then from there, we're gonna head down to where we haven't explored to hopefully find the stairs. And there are some open rooms here. If it says door, it's just going to lead you to an area that has gold or items. So you can ignore that and just, if it says stairs, you're heading the right way. Still don't know what I'm going to name this series yet. Beginner, tips, how I get through the axe zones, I don't know. So yeah, you always want to follow the bridge, it'll lead you to the next area. So everything back there also is irrelevant. So the only thing here is to fight Count Junor and that boss that gives you the buff. Stairs, and this area should be fairly small. Just look for another bridge and you know GG is right there. And if you're ever unsure if you've missed anything, is it you? Yeah. You'll see these grayed out with the bonuses. Grants 2 weapons set passives, 30 spirit. See, the ritual is white because I did not complete it this run. Those don't give you any bonuses. You need to beat Lachlan. You need to beat the Miller. Okay, so I think, oh, workshop. It's grayed out on this character even though I haven't done it because you only need to do it on one character. Here's the loot, the executioner, the gallows, and they don't show the mini boss, which is, or do I have to go under? Oh, they, okay. Candlemass, there you go, in the first floor. Cool.
Shape and filth.
And yeah, if you guys have any kind of tips to get through these zones faster, let me know. I'm always willing to learn. So once you fight him, you just go back to town and talk to the hooded one to enter the second act. And that is how I get through Act 1 as quickly as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and take it easy.